How you all doing? Welcome to David Wong's amazing Superhuman Webinar. Are you guys excited? Are you guys ready to start your superhuman adventure? So today is the season premiere of the Superhuman series, episode number 1. We're going to start a whole new series with 10 episodes to show you the progression and the path to become superhuman. I'm serious, how to become superhuman. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. You're going to learn in this webinar how you can activate your superhuman DNA as you've seen on the webpage. So you don't know who I am. I'm David Wong. I'm the founder of Qi Life. I'm the inventor of Qi Coil technologies, resonant Wong technologies, and life-changing, game-changing technologies that revolutionize the way that we live, revolutionize the way that we meditate, the way that we use our brains, and the way that we manifest things into reality. All right. I'm also a martial artist and a Qigong practitioner, and also a film producer and composer. So as a disclaimer, everything you see in this video is not construed as any medical advice, and nothing that we show you, any products, or anything that will treat, heal, or mitigate any kinds of diseases. So who's heard of the layers of consciousness? If you haven't heard about it, that's fine. I'm going to share with you what the layers of consciousness is. All right. So there's 3 layers of consciousness. There's the conscious, right? That's basic. There's the subconscious. And then there is the superconscious. Conscious, everybody knows what conscious is, right? That's what we experience on a day-to-day basis. You open your eyes when we wake up. We interact with our environments, with people, with things, and that's our consciousness. It's our waking consciousness. What's the subconscious? Our subconscious is what's operating in the background that we're not consciously aware of, something that happens underneath in the sub level. So, for example, subliminal messages or underlying things that your brain is recording, but you're not aware of it. Did you know that even though you are not memorizing things, your subconscious mind is recording everything that's happening to you all the time? So you may not remember something, but if you go into your subconscious, all the things that you've ever seen, heard, or experienced is in your subconscious. So there's ways to access that subconscious, and that's where you can get some profound effects. Subconscious is still within you. Your consciousness is within you. So superconsciousness is a consciousness that is shared throughout the whole universe. So this is a consciousness that connects all of us together. And this is a consciousness or a existence or an energy that connects everything together. And when you can tap into this super consciousness, that's when you can tap into everything that has ever existed. So this super consciousness does not have any limitations in terms of time. So you can go in the past, into the future, into the present. There is no difference. It's all connected there. There's also no separation in distance. Everything is connected in 0 time and in 0 space. So it's all a unified field. So that's the super conscious. So what I'm going to talk about is super conscious. Because this super consciousness, people call it many things. They call it the 0 points. They call it nirvana. They can call it many different things. But it is the source of all life energy, the source of everything that's created in the world. So when you can connect to that, what do you think is going to happen? Well, first, you're going to be able to access all knowledge that exists in the universe. Because everything that has ever happened, everything that will happen in the future, everything that's happening now, all beings, all other consciousness around in all universe is all connected in that super consciousness. So when you can tap into that, now you have access to all that knowledge that is there. So you're probably asking, well, that sounds pretty good. So how do I actually connect to that super consciousness? Right? How do I even access my subconsciousness? And how do I make the difference between what is my consciousness, what is my subconscious, and what is superconscious? Okay, so those are really good questions. And we're going to start going into that path and discovering how to do those things in these series. In our Qi Life program that I've created, there are 5 levels. Let me show you this screen. All right, so this is the Qi Life progression pyramid, and there's 5 levels. And if you can see here, the first level is energy. Second one is integration. Then we have alignment, transformation, and manifestation. So obviously, if you want to be powerful in your life, if you want to have ability to make changes, you want to be at the top level. You want to be able to manifest things, right? So if you want to manifest better health, you want to manifest better relationships, or you want to manifest better circumstances, more opportunities, or more money, or more business opportunities, or more success, you have to be at level 5. You have to have the ability to do it. Okay, and it all builds down. It all requires all those steps before it. So you can't just jump into manifestation if you haven't built up levels 1 to 4. Okay, and people ask us, what are all these technologies that you made? There's so many of them. You know, what's the purpose of them? Well, the purpose of them is to get you up to level 5. And we have different levels of technology. For example, Qi Coils, Aura Coils, Resonance, and Staff of Legends. And they all have a part to play in this progression. And we also have frequencies on the left side. You can see is that we have master frequencies, quantum, higher quantum, inner circle frequencies. So they also increase in their power and effectiveness in manifesting. So that's the Qi Life progression. We also have some supplemental products like Qi energy cards and gem lasers. And as you can see in the diagram, your energy field goes higher, becomes bigger and bigger. When you first start out, you may start out with whatever energy field you have. If you start out strong, then that's great. If you start out weak, that's okay too, because eventually, from using our technologies, you're going to start to increase that energy field as it gets bigger and bigger and becomes very powerful. Because the larger your energy field becomes, then the more you can project. You're like a satellite dish. The stronger your signal becomes, then the more effectively and the faster you can manifest things into reality. All right, so the most important thing is energy, as you see on the bottom. Level 1 is you need energy. That's the foundation of everything. What kind of energy specifically? Well, I like to call it Qi energy. And what is Qi energy? Well, that's what we've been all talking about. That's what all these technologies are centered upon. It's about frequency. It's about sound and magnetic waves. So why is it so important to have energy? And what does that have to do with being superhuman? Well, if you study meditation and if you study psychic abilities or any kind of martial arts, high level, all these things are all centered upon energy. Okay, who plays video games? I play video games. And in video games, what do they have? They have something called skill trees. If you want to level up your character, you have to get experience points, you have to train, and then you have to decide which skill tree you want to develop. So it's the same thing in real life, is you need Qi energy. Qi energy is like your skill points. If you don't have Qi energy, you cannot allocate skill points into where you want to develop yourself, okay? So if you first develop more Qi energy, then you can allocate it towards these progression points. So for example, high-level martial arts. You need to have Qi energy to do high-level martial arts, increase your offense. I put Wolverine here because he's like an attacker, he's like DPS, or increase your defense. And there's special training that I've learned and that I also teach in using Qi energy to increase your offense in actual martial arts, or to increase your defense, become more resilient, become like a tank when you do martial arts, so that when people hit you, it will actually bounce back to them, or it won't hurt you. Or when you hit somebody, you can hit somebody with very little power, but that causes a lot of damage. All right, so that's high-level martial arts. So if you're interested in that, having Qi energy will take you to those high levels. Now, I'm talking about high-level martial arts because we're not just talking about beginner martial arts. Beginner martial arts, anybody can kick, anybody can punch, anybody can grapple. That's easy to learn. But if you want to get the high-level martial arts of the true martial arts masters from like ancient China or from ancient civilizations, then we have to use Qi energy. The next is energy healing. Okay, we just released a documentary about energy healing. That one talks about energy healing. And with energy healing, what you can do is you can heal what? You can heal both your mind and your body. Energy healing is so powerful that you can change everything about yourself, even down to the cellular level, even down to your DNA. And we watch energy healing in a lot of Star Trek movies or Star Wars movies or many sci-fi movies, right? Like, for example, we have the recent Star Wars, the latest one, where Rey uses her energy healing many times to heal this, the big snake. She used it to heal Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren used it to heal her at the end of, near the end of the movie. So there's a lot of energy healing going on. How do they do it? Well, that's also based in Qi energy. Without Qi energy, you won't be able to do any energy healing. Okay, you won't be able to energy heal yourself, and you won't be able to energy heal others. But when you start to accumulate and train your Qi energy, you can start doing some amazing things. All right, next one is manifestation. And by the way, if you can't see, that's Yoda there and Rey from Star Wars. So manifestation. So we can do high-level combat, energy healing, manifestation. So what is manifestation? Who's watched Spider-Man? Manifestation has to do with your intuition, being able to have an ability to know what's going to happen or know what's happening. Also, ability to manifest success, like Iron Man, very successful because of what? Because he is able to manifest his inventions into an iron suit. And every time he comes up with a better suit. So how does he do that? It's because he has an ability. Well, he has lots of money too, but before he had more money, he had an ability to manifest his ideas and to get inspiration to create new inventions or to have new solutions to problems. So why is Qi energy important? Because Qi energy actually increases your intuition. It increases your projection, just like the satellite dish idea, just like the cell phone tower idea. If you can project into the world, what else happens? You also receive back because it goes both ways. So when you can access that super consciousness field, now you have access to all information that's out there in the universe. And now you know everything because now you have access to it. So that's where intuition is. That's where Spider-Man has spider sense. He knows something's going to happen before it happens. And actually, scientifically, it's proven that we all have spider senses. We can all predict in our, actually from our heart chakra that's working together with our brain. So we have something like a psychic, we can call it a psychic system, all right, that is inside of us. We already have the hardware for it, but then we have to learn how to use that hardware inside of us. Does that make sense? So isn't it exciting? One of the things I said in my emails is, do you know if you have superhuman DNA? We all have superhuman DNA, but the thing is, our DNA needs to be unlocked. Our DNA needs to be basically unlocked and turned on so that we can actually harness our superhuman powers. So we already have the hardware. We just have to learn how to use the program, okay? We already have the phone, we have the device, but we just have to install the app, okay? So, and then run the app. So that's what the Qi Coil app is for, all right? So we have our hardware, which is our body, our mind, right? All that's the hardware. We just have to install the app and then run the app. That's all we need to do. And that's what our goal is here at Qi Life, is I want to, basically, we have an app that can unlock your DNA for you. So you don't have to go through years and years of meditation or years and years of hard training and then trying to search for the way to do it from many different people. And then, you know, it takes a lot of time. It took me a lot of time to learn how to gain these abilities and how to activate my DNA through lots of studying and lots of testing and trial and error. But now with the technology, with Qi coils, oral coils, resonant wands, and all those, and all the frequencies, now you can do it automatically. Isn't that amazing? This is freaking game changing, okay, guys? Anyway, I'm excited whenever we're talking about the Qi Coils. So how do you use it to manifest success? Well, same way. In order to have good ideas, you need to get from somewhere. So when you get connected to super consciousness, now you can get the ideas coming at you. Okay, every morning I meditate, and every morning I have ideas that come out of nowhere. And then these are the ideas I implement into my business, into my life. And then these are the ideas that help me to become very successful. Okay, and it works all the time. And I have no idea where these ideas come from. They just pop up, and I don't even have to put in any effort. It's just like I just ask a question in my mind, and then the next morning I have the answer, and I didn't even have to do anything. It's like a automatically artificial intelligence that goes out there and does this Google search for me, and then gives me all the results I need. Okay, but not all the results, just what I need at that time, right? Wouldn't it be cool if there's a search engine that you don't even have to type your search into? Okay, it knows what you want to search before you even type in the search engine. All right, and then it'll just tell you that day in the morning. It say, okay, here's what you need today, and then it's like, whoa, I didn't even ask for this, but this is actually what I needed. So that's what happens when you are able to increase your Qi energy and be able to manifest more. Isn't that great? Next is the psychic ability. Wouldn't it be cool to have psychic ability? And here we have Professor X. Psychic abilities such as ESP, extrasensory projection, astral travel, clairvoyance, and mind over matter. Okay, like Jean Grey, telekinesis, spoon bending. All those things. We have high-level martial arts for defense, for offense, high-level energy healing, healing of the mind and of the body, manifestation ability, intuition, and success, and psychic ability, ESP, okay, and astral travel, clairvoyance. Astral travel means the ability to use your mind to travel to any location in the universe. Same thing, similar ability is remote viewing. Who's heard of remote viewing? Raise your hand. So the ability to see into anywhere in the universe using your mind. And it's actually been documented by the USA government. The USA government spent something like $30 million in psychic spies, to train psychic spies, because they were able to train the people, these spies, to use their minds to basically go anywhere and to spy on enemy territory or whatever underground basis. And they were able to find things that are physically and impossible to find. All right, who's heard of the psychic spies? Who's heard of remote viewers? Pretty interesting. There's a lot of documentaries on this. There's actually a movie, I forgot what it's called. Oh yeah, Men Who Stare at Goats with George Clooney was made about this. This stuff is real. So many people think, oh, this is all sci-fi, it's all, fantasy, is all quackery. They use that word, right? But look at all the tests. They've done thousands, literally thousands of tests. They have something like 30,000 documents that have been declassified about remote viewing, about people who have the ability to see anywhere in the planet, even read documents with it. And the interesting thing that they found was that you don't need to be anybody special. Everybody has the ability to do remote viewing. It's just that some are naturally better than others. And the people that are better, or people who have a higher ability, a higher psychic ability, usually are artistic, usually are musicians. Musicians have a very easy time with this, with psychic ability. And yeah, but basically anybody can do these things. We just have to, once again, install the app. We already have the hardware, just install the app, okay? Who wants to install the app into their hardware so that they can do all these things? You're in luck, and we live in a time when this is actually possible. This is exactly what my frequencies, quantum frequencies, higher quantum frequencies, inner circle frequencies, those are exactly what they are. They're like apps. They're like apps that you can install into your hardware. And then the more you play them, you install these programs into your hardware. And now you can unlock and access your abilities. Okay? Wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be cool if you can just install it? Say, okay, I'm looking for an app to help me make more money. Okay, here it is. Here's a frequency. It's called Attract Money. Why don't I just, I'll download this onto my phone, and then I'll download it into myself. And how do you do that? You download it into yourself using our Qi Coils, all right? You download it into yourself using Qi Coils. This is the interface. This is the connection. This is the wireless connection between the app, the program, and your hardware. Okay, it's wireless. That's how it works. Okay, because when you're playing this will send the coding to your DNA, and then your DNA will be reprogrammed according to whatever program you want. So now that's how we install the app into your hardware. It's just amazing, isn't it? So simple. It's so freaking simple. Now, you're probably asking, okay, well, how can you prove this works? Of course I can. Let me show you. So we did a scientific study. We used our technology on the lady. And before, you can see her energy field. Can you guys see this? On the left. And you can see that there's some gaps in her energy field. So what we use is we use something called a GDV camera, a gas discharge valuation camera. So what it does is it uses a lens to capture the energy coming out of your fingers and your hands, and it's able to interpret that into a picture of how your aura looks like. So that's what we did. And we can see that this person's aura was pretty weak, and it had gaps in it. And in fact, she is someone who's recovering from cancer, okay? Now, guess what? After 30 minutes, there was a 27% field energy increase. We took the picture again, 30 minutes later, and then increased 27%. You can see on the right side that the energy field is like dramatically bigger. Okay, so that's what happened. Only 30 minutes after using our technology. What else? The camera or the software also measures their meridians. We used the same data before this session, and then you can see immune system was very low, thyroid was low, they're all in the red. Cardiovascular, spine, liver, and coronary vessels and nervous system. 30 minutes after using a technology, look at this. Immune system went from a 1 up to a 3, okay? Nervous system went from a 2.5 up to almost a 4. Coronary vessels went from a 1.5 to about 4.5. The liver went from about 3 up to a 4. And then the spine went from a 2 up to a 3.5. And the cardiovascular system went from about 3 up to a 3.5. So everything became stronger. The energy field of all these systems, and that's actually more systems. I just don't have the room to fit it on this screen. But these are the important ones. And all the systems went up dramatically in just 30 minutes. Are you guys amazed? So this is scientific proof. What else? We also have emotional pressure gauges. Before, you can see the stress was high, and then after about 30 minutes, you can see it's more optimal. Okay, so emotional pressure was lowered. Energy levels increased. It was slightly low, and then it became more optimal after 30 minutes. Left and right symmetry of their meridians was not bad, but it got better. Also, organs balance was not bad, but it got better. Okay, so all this happened in just 30 minutes by using a technology. We also did a survey with people who use our technology, and then asked them, did it do these things for you? So for example, we asked them, did it reduce pain for you? And 6% said yes, it did. And 89% says increased strength and stamina. And then it's other percentages down here. Okay, so it sharpened mental clarity, enhanced energy levels, improved memory, improved digestion, reduced anxiety, reduced depression, improved academics, able to return to work, reduction in debt. So this is all surveys of people that are using a technology. Okay, so if you're asking, is it scientifically proven? Well, we just did. We just proved it scientifically. Okay, you guys excited? Okay, do you realize what this means for you? And do you realize what this means for the planet? If people can just plug in to this technology and be able to become superhuman, literally. Now, if you don't want to become superhuman, or that's just too wacky for you, why don't we just improve your wellness? Why don't you just be able to sleep better? Why don't we just be able to have a little bit more energy? Who would like that? Who wouldn't want to have that, right? Raise your hand if you think that would be a good idea. Just to have a little bit more energy, or just to have a little bit better mood, or just to be able to sleep a little bit better. Do you think it's going to be worth, something like that, to be able to have that for the rest of your life? There's something very exciting, okay? So because we're launching a new product today, and you're going to be the first one to learn about it. And what's called? It's called the Qi Coil Mini System. I have something that's really cool, okay? It's called the Qi Coil Mini System. And what's the difference between this and the Qi Coil? Well, it is smaller and it's a lot more accessible. It's a really attractive pricing, and it works just the same as the Qi Coil, except it's smaller. It's got 80% of the power, so you're not losing that much power, but now it's very compact. And what else is you can now get them in a twin pack, and it's a really good deal for a twin pack. So now you can hold one in both hands. So you can have one on your left and one on your right hand, and you can really feel the energy. We also have the new Resonant Console 3. If you don't know what the Resonant Console is, it's the tablet that has all of our frequencies. Okay, so let me show you. So we have the Resonant Console 3. There's two versions now. One is called the Resonant Console 3 Higher Quantum. We just sold a few today. And then we also have the Resonant Console 3 Inner Circle. So as you know, we have hundreds of frequencies, okay, higher quantum frequencies. I'm not going to get into detail about all of them because there's just so many. But basically, like I said, these are like apps for your body and for your mind, for your spirit, and for your life. Wellness and Qi energy, for abundance, for meditation and spirituality, fitness and beauty, brain, right frequencies. Okay, you can just see all of them here. Okay, apps you can install into your body, into your mind for abundance. Let's say what's available for abundance. Okay, for example, here's an app for luck and fortune. So you want more luck and fortune, just install this app into yourself. If you want more love in your life, just install this app into yourself. Okay, so these are all apps that you can install into yourself. There's also inner circle ones, which are the most powerful ones that we have. For example, the Manifesting Plus bundle, Mind Expansion, Psychic Ability bundle, Abundance Plus bundles, Attract Money, Business Abundance, Super Brain bundle. Okay, so all these are a collection of apps that you can get access to. And the Resonant Console, these tablets, have all of them in one package, and you save a lot of money rather than bearing them all separately, because you might as well just get all of them, because once you buy them, you can use them forever, okay? So the Resonant Console 3 Higher Quantum has all the higher quantum, all the quantum, all the master frequencies, and then a whole bunch of right frequencies. With over 151,000 frequencies, we have probably the most frequencies in one system, okay? Inner circle ones is everything, plus you get the inner circle ones, okay? But you need to apply to get that, because you have to apply to become an inner circle member. So you can use this to clear negativity, but let me get through this, okay? So don't get stuck. Have you been waiting for a change? And have you been experiencing the same problems all the time, over and over again? Are you experiencing overwhelming challenges and blockages to your success? Have you been experiencing negativity and hopelessness based on fear? Okay, so it's been tough these days, right? You probably have friends, you probably have family or know people who are having a hard time. And we get it. Life has been tough. But why keep doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same results? So many people are stuck. Do you sometimes feel stuck? You sometimes feel like you wake up and then you go to sleep, you do your thing, and you go day by day, and you feel like you're just going in the loop and you're not getting anywhere. Who sometimes feel like they're overwhelmed with all the challenges they have, right? Health challenges, relationship challenges, family challenges, challenges at work, challenges with business, lots of stress. Who've experienced blockages to their success? Who has been successful but lost their success? You know, who has experienced negativity or hopelessness and a lot of fear. Who has been worried or had fear that's been like clouding their mind? Okay, well, we've all been there. I've been there. And we all come to a point when we try so many things, right? We try to, meditate more. We try to work harder. We try to be nicer. We try to work on our relationship. But then so often we fail. So often we keep doing the same thing over and over again. And the reason for that is because it's so hard to change. It's so hard to change ourselves. It's so hard to change the way we think, because the way we think is like hard coded into our brains. And unless something changes, unless we do something differently, then we're always going to get the same result. You know what they say is that the definition of insanity is you doing the same thing over and over again and expecting something different, expecting different results. Now, what if there's something that you can use that can make change easier, that can make transformation that much easier for you? Okay, technology has always made things easier for us, right? Before we had cell phones or email, right? What do we have to do? A lot of us not old enough to know and remember, but before we had email, we to send a message, we used a fax machine, right? And that was very slow. Or even before high-speed internet, we had the dial-up modems. Who remembers dial-up modems? Dial-up internet. You have to wait about a minute before you even connect to the internet, and then the modem goes on these funny noises. Who remembers dial-up modems? I do. Okay, some of you are too young for that. But then technology always makes things easier and faster. And now when we go to the internet, it's so easy. But it wasn't always easy. But once we have that, let's say your power shut down and you couldn't use the internet. Now you realize, oh man, I can't live without this thing that has been invented. So this is something like that. We have a technology that now that you can use, that you can change yourself with, that you can transform yourself with. And once you use it, and once you install those apps into you, it becomes so easy that when you don't have it, you feel like, I wonder how I actually lived before I had this. Okay, that's how powerful this thing is. Okay, so finally, there's a technology that you can count on to make your life easier, right? You can start clearing away the negativity, start attracting positive energy, gain more energy as you pursue your daily goals, attract abundance and increase productivity significantly, and manifest the things that you want a lot easier. Okay, so the Qi Coil Mini system, go take a look at it. Go to qicoilmini.com. Right now, as I said, it's a super, very accessible price. Okay, it's even lower price than our regular Qi Coil ones. Because why we make it such a low price is because we want more people to be able to access this. It's such a good deal right now when you buy them in a 2-pack. And I recommend you buy now, because right now, if you order, we have a limited time, we're gonna give you free shipping. Okay, check it out, qicoilmini.com. So limited time, you get free shipping, get the 2-pack. What I would do is I would buy 10 of these, okay? And I would give it to my parents, I could give it to my neighbors, I would give it to my friends. I would just stock up on these things, right? Because they're such a good deal, okay? If you compare to other technologies out there, like these like mats that have like 5 frequencies, which is $6,000 or $10,000 for the mat that you have to lie on. They're good, but they have like 5 or 10 frequencies, okay? And they don't really install these apps into your body. They install maybe some very basic apps, okay? But you want the really powerful stuff, you gotta use the resonant console apps or the higher quantum apps. All right, so what else do you get when you order is you get the Qi Coil Mini. Here's the Qi Coil Mini twin pack with the mini power kit, and you get the resonant console 3. So you can get that as a package, or you can get the 2-pack, or you can just get the single pack. Okay, so all of them are free shipping right now for limited time. So if you want to order, go to qicoilmini.com. I'll give you the link in a second. Okay, what else you can get? You get all these bonuses. If you haven't had these already, you get a 1-year limited warranty, you get tutorials, you get the Qi Life Mastery course, you get all these lessons for meditation and martial arts, you get 7 days tech support. Okay, so this is a limited time only. Don't miss this incredible deal. Just order it right now. You can try it. Now is the perfect time to get it. So, and it's a 30-day money-back guarantee. We are so confident that this is going to absolutely transform your life, hands down, that it'll be actually stupid for you not to get this. Just think about it. I actually did some research, and you know how much an average American family spends on medication per year? Who can guess how much an average family spends on medication in a year? $24,000, wow. $5,000. Okay, actually, it's $1,200 per person. That's what the statistics say. I think it's like 1 or 2 years old. Maybe it might be more. But all the American general population. But each household has actually 2.6 people. So you times that by 2.6. So the average household spends at least $3,120. Okay, so whoever guessed 5,000 is pretty close. Okay, so $3,120. Who thinks that's accurate? Who thinks it's actually more than that? Who thinks it's less than that? Okay, but at least I think that's quite a minimum, right, for a family to spend $3,000 on medication. And you know what? One more. Do you know how many percent medication, pills, and stuff like that are increasing in price every year? Can you guess how many percent? We can guess. So the cost of medication has been skyrocketing at 9 to 15% a year. Okay, isn't that crazy? So every year, inflation goes up 2%, whereas the cost of medication goes up 9 to 15% a year. Okay, just per year. So in 5 years, that's already like 80% or something like that. Ridiculous. What else? 25% of Americans find it difficult to afford prescription drugs. 25%. So 1 in 4 people don't buy prescription drugs because they just can't afford it. Okay. So do you realize how powerful this is? If you can use something at a fraction of the cost and then not have to deal with all the side effects. Med says a lot more. My father's medical bills were $2,000 a month. Yeah, it gets really high. So what if you had something that you can get for a fraction of the cost and being able to use it as many times as you want? It lasts for years. It would be stupid not to get it. It would be stupid not to even try it. Okay? So this is how powerful this thing is, okay? It would be stupid not to get it. Just use it. We have all these apps that can help you transform yourself. All right? I'm just like so passionate about it because I get so many stories from you, our viewers, and get so many stories from the people using it that tell me, oh my God, thank you so much, David. You know, I had this problem, I had this health condition, and then after using it, it's completely gone. I don't have to take medication anymore. And then I'm like, oh yeah, awesome. You know, I'm so happy for you. And then what if like just more people were able to use this? What if you were able to, what if you have friends and family that have some kind of thing that they need, they have a problem that you need to help them fix it. And then you get this for them. And then, you know, maybe a week later, maybe a month later, maybe 3 months later, who cares how long it takes, all right? They call you and say, holy cow, thank you so much for giving me this thing, this Qi Coil, this system. You know, I feel so much better. And that problem that I have is gone, right? All that stress I had is gone. I just have to turn on the app. It was so simple. And then now their life is completely changed. How would that make you feel? How would that make you feel? Wouldn't that make you feel good? Wouldn't that make you feel like you did something that's really meaningful for somebody? Okay, so that's how powerful this thing is. And we made it so accessible. The price is so low that anybody can afford it. Okay, just think about how powerful this thing is and how many people lives can be changed with this technology. Okay, so that's why we're doing these webinars. We're doing these webinars once a week now. You guys excited about that? So make sure you mark it in your calendars that every Thursday night we're gonna have a meeting. Okay, so every Thursday night, 6 o'clock. Every night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Started late today, but then every week it's gonna be 6 p.m. Okay, so make sure you don't miss it because you want to tell your friends about this. You want to get everybody on these. When the replay comes out, you need to be watching these again. You need to be sharing these with everybody. You need to be posted it on your Facebook pages. You need to be sending it into your Instagram or WhatsApping it to people or doing all sorts of things with it. Okay, that's why you need to be doing. What are some advantages of using this? Is you can sleep like a baby. Who has had better sleep since using the Qi Coil? Yeah, I'm sure all of you are raising your hands. Raise your energy. Who has experienced more energy after using our technology, frequencies or the Qi Coils? Remove negative emotions like anxiety, worry, and fear. Yeah. Remove blockages that are keeping you from the life you deserve. Attract abundance like money, opportunities, positive relationships, and start living the life you have always wanted. So there's so many people right now, like over the last year, they were like thinking, okay, when is the pandemic going to be over? How much longer do we have to like sit at home and do nothing? Or how much long is this like craziness is going to stop? And we've been waiting. But then, and then the new year came, and then things are getting a little bit better, but we're still not out of the water right now. So how much longer it's going to go, who never know. And then the experts say that the coronavirus will be here for a long time. It will stay. It will be like a seasonal thing. So it's never going to go away. Okay, there's always going to be sickness. There's always going to be disease. There's always going to be trouble. There's always going to be bad news they see in the news and the TV. So when you just keep waiting, then you're going to be disappointed. I mean, just be honest with you. Okay, many people are just waiting. They don't want to start their life, or they're just feeling anxious or worried, waiting for the circumstances to change. Well, let me tell you, some circumstances may never change, but what you can change is how you handle them, right? What you can change is how you can react or what you can do about the circumstances. So that while there's all these circumstances happening around you, you can still make something and you can still create something. You can still do something worthwhile and meaningful. Okay, so that's what I've been doing. Okay, the pandemic is still here. Who knows how long it's going to keep going for? But the point is, I want you to be able to do something meaningful. I want you to not have to suffer while everybody else, there's so many other people are suffering. There's so many people suffering because of depression. So many people that are ended their life, because of depression or worry and anxiety during the hard times. But and I want you to be able to shield yourself from that. Okay, and we have frequencies, we have apps from our quantum frequencies and higher quantum frequencies that can shield you from negativity, right? If you're feeling depressed or anxious or worried, you just play the frequency. You can play Luck Boost. Who uses Luck Boost? It's a free frequency. You can download it. You can play Remove Negative Energy. And then you just play that. Even if you don't have the Qi Coils, you can just play it as an audio, and that will actually help you feel so much better, like just instantly, just in a matter of a few seconds. It could be like 10 seconds. It could be 1 minute, and you just feel so much better. I say, whoa, it's like something that was lifted off of my shoulders. It's like this dark energy just disappeared. And then all this stuff, and my body just started to glow. Or I just felt like this, I just felt this energy surging through my body. So many different reviews that we had from these frequencies. And then when you start using the Qi Coils, then you take it to the next level. You even, you encode your DNA even more powerfully than just using the sounds. Okay, so now we made it super, super affordable. Qi Coil Mini, QICOILMINI.com. So Qi Coil starts with a Q, QI Coil Mini.com. Go check it out. All right, we're gonna sell out fast because there's people who want to buy like multiples, because to be honest, it's a super good deal. This is the lowest price we've ever had, and you get free shipping if you buy now. And what we do in this inner circle was, first, inner circle members get our inner circle frequencies, which are exclusive, and they're the most powerful ones we have. And we don't want to give them out to everybody because these are actually intended for people who are serious and people that we can trust. Okay, we don't just want to give it to anyone. So you apply, become an inner circle member, you get these special exclusive frequencies, and then also you get the special training at the meetings on every time we have a public webinar. Hi.
Does it work for autism?
Autism. You can try it out. We have frequencies for, we've been asked that many times before. And we found that people who have autism listen to our frequencies is that they calm down more. So you can test it out. We can't guarantee that. We're not making any claims. But for the people who do have autism, who use our frequencies, the feedback we get is that it helps them calm down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So
Thanks.
the ones you can test out are like the meditation and spirituality ones, or the wellness and Qi energy ones, or the brain ones. Okay. So you can try those ones out.
What about detox? What about detoxing?
Oh yeah, we have detox. So now I'll show you on the website. Give me a second. So
Okay. Okay.
so if you go to our website, you can go to frequencies, and you can just browse everything here, right? So if you go to wellness and Qi energy, right? Detox is in one of these collections, right? Or you can just type in detox into our search and then see what comes up, right? Body cleansing detox. So there's one. Okay, so everything with detox will show up, right? So our brain, you can see brain summit and see all these frequencies for brain. So these are all the different so-called apps that you can use on yourself, on the person.
Awesome. Awesome.
So make sure you get a Qi Coil
like
Mini. Who else has a question or something to share? William wants to know, does the basic staff perform like the gold staff? How can frequencies be different? You're talking about the staff of legends, right? So we have the staff of legends, secret staff of legends, golden staff of legends. So they're all built almost the same. It's just the materials are slightly different. So for example, this one is using steel and 1 sapphire, and this one is using brass and using and with many gemstones, about 17 gemstones. And this one's using gold plating, and also 17 gemstones. So it's just different frequencies. Like metaphysically speaking, gold is very powerful, and so the different materials give you a different metaphysical benefit. But it's not something you can measure with a device. Like we measure a device, you will measure the same frequency coming out of all 3 different models, but then metaphysically it's different. Metaphysically, it's more powerful, the higher level ones that you use. Another question is, what's the main difference between Qi Coils and Qi Coils Mini? Very simple. Qi Coil Mini is a little smaller. Actually, there's a chart on the bottom of the page here. I'll just show you here. Okay, so if you go to QiCoilMini.com, just go on the bottom, you can see his chart. Qi Coil Mini is this size. Qi Coil 2 is the regular Qi Coil is about this size. So you can see it's just a slightly smaller. It's 2.5 inches versus the 3 inches. So the range is 2.5 feet versus 3 feet. So it's just slightly smaller, but it's not that big of a difference. The base material is black composite versus the regular Qi Coil 2 is the crystalline orgone. So that's a see-through, it's transparent. It's kind of like glass. It's not glass, but it's see-through and very clear and feels like glass. Both of them are yin, counterclockwise. They all come with the bonus packs. They all work with Qi Coil app. So it's a very, very minimal difference. It's just more compact and about 80% of the power of a regular Qi Coil, but at a much lower price than a regular Qi Coil. How do you know if a frequency with a description that matches what it just did is working? Even after 15 more days with no results, how do you know if you need a higher power supply or a bigger unit, or just keep going until the Qi just come after a longer period of time? Well, the answer is yeah, probably all of those things. So I would use a higher power supply, and I would also test out different frequencies, because with each frequency, we have many different alternatives for one. So can I know which, what frequency you were using? 528, okay. So what I would do is I would use a different frequency for about 2 or 3 days and try something different. Okay? The thing with frequencies is that it's not, the thing with frequency is that it sometimes works for you at certain times. okay? It may work for you, let's say today, but then maybe 6 months later, it may not work for you. And then another 6 months later, it will work for you. So it really depends, because we all have natural biorhythms. And there's also astrological effects as well. So because we all have like astrological charts that we, you know, our body, our mind, and our spirit, they kind of go in waves, right? They're not always up, they're not always down. So sometimes we need a certain specific frequency, and sometimes we don't need it, right? So what I would suggest, if you try this one for 15 days, and then it hasn't worked for you, then try a different frequency. You may also want to test out, so you may also want to test out a stronger power supply, but it's most likely the frequency. I don't think it's this power supply, because most of the time, if you're using it, it's already very powerful. So it's only, you can, but I'm not saying you shouldn't test it out. I would get a higher power supply one, test it out for a couple more days, and then see how it goes. And then really follow the guide that we have, because when people say that nothing's happening, but things actually are happening, it's just that they don't know, and they can't really, they're not aware of what to look for. Okay, so on our guide, if you look for, go to our website, go to FAQ, and go to, let me show you here. So if you go to our website, go to FAQ, you go to Qi Coil User Guide, all right? I highly recommend reading everything here. How to use Qi coils, protocols. How often and how long should I use the Qi coils for? How will I know if Qi coils are having an effect? How will I know it's working if I don't feel it immediately? So this is exactly what you need to read here. And then here I list like the physical effects and the other common effects are experienced by other users, feelings, and what to look for. Okay, because when I ask people these questions later, they say, oh yeah, actually I did feel that, or oh, actually that did happen, but they just weren't aware of it. They didn't know to look for that, to know that something is happening. So I would read that and then go back to what you're experiencing. And then maybe you'll find that actually, yeah, I did feel that, and realize that something is working. Okay, so read that in the FAQ. Now, if you try that for 15 days and you went through this and you say, okay, still nothing's happening, which is pretty low chance of that, then try a different frequency. Switch to a different frequency that has the same thing that you want to achieve, or something similar, and then try that out for another 3 days or so. So everybody's different. Some people are more energetically sensitive, right? And some people are less energetically sensitive. It's like I don't know how. Like some people are like Play-Doh. You can easily shape and easily change and easily transform. And some people are like rocks. You have to take a hammer and a chisel to change the shape, to shape it, right? So for some people, they need a higher power supply. They need a hammer and a chisel to program yourself, but you can still do it. And some people are more malleable. Some people are more like Play-Doh, and they can easily transform themselves. They don't even need that much power with their Qi coil, and it affects them a lot more effectively. But either way, it's something that you gotta test out and something you gotta try. So thank you everyone for attending the Superhuman livecast with David Wong. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. And make sure you go to QICOILMINI.com, QiCoilMini.com, to grab the special deal before it goes away. And then I'll see you next week, same time, same Qi Life time, same Qi Life place, 6 p.m. Thursdays. Mark in your calendar, use the Qi and prosper.